What else is there to feel but great joy? I mean, we had a lot of fun those first 3 days and found ourselves in the lead. I think if you told us a year before that Sunday that we were going to be leading, playing with each other after we had both watched each other miss the cut a year before, I don't know if we would have believed it. But it was great to stand on that tee and have the lead and share with Brian. Honestly, it's a very unique experience to be able to win a PGA Tour event with another PGA Tour player as your partner, and it was great. I mean, the one different thing about that day, the first 3 rounds, I hit the ball to the green, unbelievable. And that day, it was a little bit of shake off the tees for sure for me. And Ryan kind of took over, and I was the one to make a few more putts that day compared to the last few days, right? So you kind of switch roles to what we were doing before, and it still worked out, right? It shows that any point anybody can play good, and somehow this, however unexpected, partnership worked out.
Well, let's get out to the action. You're even through the first 9 holes on Sunday, but you have a 1-shot lead. We're playing, of course, foursomes, the format, alternate shot, if you will. And Ryan, you're at the 10th hole playing your second right here.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where the pin was at. I know John put it in the fairway, and we're here. Just it's time to kind of get things going, and I was able to pull up a pretty decent edge. You kind of obviously see running through the green there, but when you're going to the back 9, you just need to kind of get something kick-started. And, at 10th hole, it's time to kind of get going.
Yeah, Tommy and Sergio were the ones that came in a little bit from behind and got a little bit closer to us. But, I think I speak for both of us, especially for myself. I actually had no clue who it was behind us. I knew once we got to the back 9 is when we it was our time to maybe separate ourselves a little bit. And it was kind of the time, right? So instead of looking behind us and see how things are going, we're just kind of looking forward and focused on that. We're focused on making birdies to eat Skittles, and that's what we had in mind.
Oh, we got to get into the Skittles story. That's a big.
Oh yeah.
All right, who wants to start that one?
I know Adam picked him up on the 10th.
On 10th tee, we were struggling. I guess it was Saturday. It was Friday or Saturday round, and I think John had chipped in from the right side of the green, and as soon as he made it, Adam goes, "Here, let's have a Skittle. It's time to get going." And I thought, perfect. There we go. Skittles for every birdie make coming in. Let's go. And then, of course, every putt we made coming in, he held his hand out, and I'd grab 2 or 3. Of course, John, being the health guy, grabbed 1. I was the candy eater of the group, but
the health guy. I'm the only time I'm called the health guy.
It took on a life of its own, and we just kind of ran with it. I think it kept us kind of loose and positive, and just enjoying the moments instead of getting really stressed out or into a grind mode. So funny how those little things happen in a round of golf.
JP Holmes and Bubba Watson, you guys had played with earlier in the tournament, and they were kind of celebrating baseball style, which Ryan had, I think, explained to you a little bit, going kind of around the horn. And that got you guys to thinking about doing your own thing. That was what I heard was the origins of the Skittle. 1 Skittle when a birdie is made, as you see your putt right, John.
I do remember the whole around. Yeah, this is it. This is time to go. You can see my excitement. This is the moment we needed. I think we may have taken a 2-shot lead there, but no, the around the horn was they started throwing their balls around the horn, and I was like, yeah, it's fun and all. And almost, got a little too in the way at times, but we started having fun with it. We tossed my putter around one time, and we're like, okay, we got to find something else, and that's when the Skittles happened, I guess. And then next thing you know, we're tasting the rainbow each birdie made coming in. So and it's kind of stuck.
1 Skittle maximum, though, right, per birdie. They didn't want to get too much of a sugar high, I guess, coming down. I heard. Is that right, John?
I had 2.
Oh, yeah. I actually didn't have any one time. It was their thing.
And gentlemen, we're at the 13th hole. You've got a 3-shot lead at this point, and you're playing with Stallings and Mullinax. They're in the group with you, and a 3-way tie for second at this point. But John, you already said this before. You guys are just kind of locked in what you guys were doing on this day. And you just had big par saves by your partner, par saving putts at 11 and 12.
Yeah. He after the birdie on 10, Ryan made a great 6-7 footer on 11 to keep that momentum going, and then hit a great second shot from the bunker on 12 to give me a chance. And then we two-putted from there, right? So it was a good moment to, even though we both made mistakes, we actually didn't lose shots. We gained one shot. So it was kind of the moment, the perfect time to push a little bit harder, right? So Ryan hits a great driver on 13 here, and left me basically just over 50, 60 yards. I forgot the number. The funny thing is I had just changed golf balls for this week. I don't know if Ryan knew. I changed to a softer TaylorMade ball and chipped in 4 times and produced this shot right here, which I don't know if I would have been able to do with the ball before.
Yeah, it's actually, we had it 71 yards.
71, okay.
And just the pressure, Ryan, when you're playing, first it was Molinex to go. But just a word about when you're playing that alternate shot format, I mean, that definitely is more pressure than the 4-ball. And particularly when you're talking about Sunday and trying not to put your partner out of position, right? You know?
Yeah, no, it is. And we had that 3-shot lead, but you can't let your foot off the gas in this format. And, you know, each shot is crucial. That shot on 13 was crucial, the tee shot. And that's the beauty of playing with a guy, you know, has got one of the best wedge games on the PGA Tour, if not in the world of golf. And I had no doubt we were going to have a good birdie look with this wedge shot, just knowing how good his wedge game is, how precise his distance control is, and you're about to see what I'm talking about. And it was, you know, this is a huge moment to kind of know we had 5 holes in golf left, and you know, to get another birdie, you know, eat another Skittle on 14, huge.
What's in your head right here, John, as you're about to hit it?
Honestly, there's not much in my head except the number when I have those shots. It was straightforward. I was just trying to land it about 3 paces short of the pin, and that's all I had in mind.
Ooh, so close to going in.
Yeah, you can tell it when you have
a little excited, yeah.
Yeah, the excitement's there because, you know, it's a big moment. I mean, you're about to go 4 up with 5 to go, and that's hard to, barring no disaster, it's hard to, you know, catch that if you're chasing leaders like we were in that position. So, no, it was a huge wedge shot on 13 to, you know, like I said, jump into a 4-shot lead going to 14.
Boy, as you look at it now, I don't know how many times you've seen it, but you almost wonder how it didn't go in.
Yeah, apparently that's what I'm wondering right there.
Yeah. You guys got a comfortable lead at this juncture. Here's a great look. There's high-speed cameras on the downswing and how perfectly you struck that.
You know, it was it's funny when you mentioned the ball change. It was such an easy, didn't phase me at all. So I'm hitting his ball off the tee box, and so it had a great feel. You know, I wasn't worried about it at all. So knowing that I can give him, you know, the shot to hit his ball he's been playing, as long as he's got that in his hand and with his wedge, he's gonna get up down 90% of the time. There's no doubt about it, and it just shows right there how good of a wedge game that he has.
You saw Brian Gay, one of the teams that was in a tie for second at that point. Tommy Fleetwood ahead on the 17th tee again with Sergio. 163 was the yardage, and they too were T2 at that moment. That was a difficult hole that day. I believe there were only 3 birdies at 17 on Sunday. But let's get back to your group. Scott Stallings will be putting after the Trey Molinex approach. What was it like playing with this group, John?
It was great. I mean, Trey and I had actually played in college before. Sorry, no, not in college, but my PGA TOUR career. I think we both made it on tour at the same time. And Scott being an Arizona guy, you know, I played with him before. It's, you know, at this point, they're basically the #1 contender in that sense, right? I think they were the ones that were closest to us, and whatever they did matter a lot because we couldn't tell what Sergio and Tommy were doing, right? And even though they ended up being the ones in second, but you know, with them missing this putt, I think it made it a lot easier on Ryan. Even though I have full confidence, you know, I don't even have the putt in my hands from 2 feet away. So it's still great guys to play with, you know, really gracious, good people to be around. But since you already have a partner, it's not like you talk to the other guys that much, especially on a Sunday.
So this is going to be Mullinex trying to finish it off.
Yeah, so we're not even I'm not even worried about what they're doing at this point. It's a matter of knowing that, I've got to buckle down and hit another short, 3-footer, and 3-footer is not very short when you're in contention. And so it was a matter of just not even worried about them. Like John said, they're great, two great guys to be around and on and off the golf course. But at the time, it didn't matter what they were doing. We weren't anyone, really focused on what they were doing. So it was a matter of just making this putt and moving on, and knowing that we were going to at least be four up on them, and not knowing what Sergio and Tommy were doing up ahead of us.
Yeah,
and if he makes this or not, does he?
I forgot, honestly. I don't know if I was even looking.
Yeah, 3-putt bogey for that team. But you mentioned Sergio and Fleetwood. I mentioned there have been only 3 birdies. Don't know if you remember the roar, but this was Sergio from off the green at the 71st hole.
I do remember.
I do. Yeah, I do remember hearing a good one, and then we come to find out we found out what it was. But so we knew, obviously, we were about to have a 3-shot lead over somebody when we found out. But we really didn't find out it was them until probably 16. I didn't think I saw a leaderboard until we got around to 17. But yeah, I think it was when 16. We were sitting on 16T when we found out it was Sergio and Fleetwood. They were done at whatever they finished, and I knew we had a 3-shot lead over them.
There's a look at the leaderboard at that moment in time. But Ryan, you're going to step up now and have this putt. And again, you've just hold putts longer than this at 11 and 12, and now at 13 to cash in birdie.
Yeah, it was one of my best rounds of golf on the greens. I made some putts on the front 9 par. Tricky. I mean, these greens are starting to get a little dried out, a little baked. When you get baked greens, they get a little dicey at times. You got to be very careful. And I still, to this day, think it's one of my best rounds I've had on tour with the flat stick in hand. And it showed on the front. It showed there 11, 12 right there, a little short putt. And then, of course, come up on 14, we'll see. But it just it was definitely the club that kept me in it. I think it kept our team in it. So we were able to have a nice lead walking down 18 for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stallings finishes off the bogey. You saw Sabatini and Gay also with a 3-putt bogey, and you guys are striding on to the 14th, and as you've articulated, feeling very good about the way things are going. Guys, it's comfortable right now. You're playing the 15th hole, a little bit out of position here, playing your 3rd shot, but you've got a 3-shot lead over Garcia and Fleetwood, who are already in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I didn't know really where we stood, to be honest with you, with Sergio and Tommy. But, I hit a bad drive into the bunker and kind of put John in an awkward position. So, fortunately, he got to where I was at. I think I was around 50 yards and actually hit a great pitch shot, which I thought was going to be up on top of that top shelf, which was a tough spot. So, as you can see, I left him about a 30-footer up the hill. But, at the moment, I thought, okay, let's just move on. Worst case, we'll have a 2-shot lead, if not 3-shot, wherever we stood. And, as you'll see in a minute, John came with probably the biggest moment of the day for sure. And, we were able to kind of cruise in from there.
And it was Brian Gay after a big tee shot by Sabatini at the 16th. And back to your group with Stallings for birdie. It's been a struggle for the Stallings-Mullinex duo on Sunday.
They did not have the best day on the greens, and not to their fault. I mean, they got really, really, really difficult, which speaks to how great Ryan putted. And you see, I'm like literally moving right next to Scott because our balls were almost touching each other when we were putting. So seeing that putt did help out a lot when he came for me to hit mine. So I'm glad I got to see him hit it before.
There's Sabatini, as now this team thought it'd have a chance to pick up a shot at 16. It's going to be having to lean on a putt from Brian Gay for par from outside of 5 feet. So, John, again, set us up here, and you too, Ryan. It's a par bid at the 15th.
So right here, Ryan's helping me out, and even though, again, you're a team, we all have our routine, and I think at that point it's kind of when I go, I got it. It's Let me go through my process because I was confident over the read. The only thing I was really concerned about with the speed is because it's an uphill putt, and then the last 3 foot to the hole, it gets downhill and more downhill after the hole. So if you hit it 3-4 feet by, which is not the worst, you can trickle over to the French, and double bogey is the last thing we want to do, right? So all I'm thinking at this point is good speed, just looking at my spot, and I know we put a good stroke on it.
And all you've done is watch Ryan make putt after putt. Now it's your turn.
Exactly, yeah. I wanted to join the fun.
Yeah, this moment was huge. I mean, just rolls in so good. You can just see the excitement in him, and of course my hole was like, okay, here we go.
We did. We did actually do a exceptional Skittles for a par situation on this hole. Remember that?
We did. I think we did. That was the one time the par Skittle came out. But now the fun began because of what we were about to do on 16T. We had a little fun, and well, I don't say fun, but it was a little 3-on-1 fast break.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna say this before we get there. I don't know if you guys knew, on the Pro-Am, me and Ryan got to play with Coach Peyton and Brett Favre, right? And I remember on that tee when we played with them, Brett, I know we were talking about some joking about with Brett, and Brett said, okay, on Sunday when you have a big lead on this tee box, I'm gonna call you or send you a text so you hit driver. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, it's a joke, but it's Brett Favre. He might do it. I don't know. So when we get to the tee, I don't know if you can see on the cameras, I actually looked for his text. He didn't text me, but knowing my style of play and anybody who's watched me play, if we just saw Rory Sabatini on the French after hitting the driver, I know I could get there no problem. So obviously my mind is focused on only one thing, and that is to hit driver to the French or around the area of the green, make another birdie and move on. And I don't know if we're going to see the whole discussion, but Adam puts it back down, and they must have had I don't know when they had the talk. Maybe they were talking about it behind me. But as soon as my hand is reaching for the head cover, I see a couple hands just go. And I'm like, what just happened? It's like, Ryan wants you to lay up. And I'm like, we have a 3-shot lead. I'm hitting driver. Like, he wants you to lay up. And I'm like, oh, fine. And we're up a couple tees. And Adam's going through it. And I'm just like, it's a 7-iron. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, Adam, I can't physically hit a 7-iron of a tee. I'm sorry. It's like, can I hit a 6-iron? It's like, no, 7-iron. And too much of my resistance between the three of them after 10 minutes, they convinced me. But I did not want to hit anything but driver. I can say that.
Well, here it is right here. Here's all this discussion. And,
yeah, I'm looking at the tee. I'm like, if I got to the green from that back tee, why would I not hit something else?
You know, as you said, it was 3-on-1. And I just want to amplify again. You guys have two of the best guys in the entire world of golf on your bags with James and Adam. I mean, just super big part of what you both do. Yeah. And they had a voice at this time, right?
What's that?
They had a voice in this moment, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think I'd actually asked, I may have asked Peter, I think Russell was with us.
Yes.
So I think I'd asked him, you know, what did Sergio and where were we at? And he said Sergio and Fleetwood finished at 3, or I guess 20, whatever they finished. They were 3 back. So we had a 3-shot lead. And I knew the group with us was not in contention, and the 2 groups in front of us were not. So I knew, okay, 3-shot lead, 3 holes to go. There's no reason we're going to hit driver here. And, I mean, you could probably see him pick the 7-iron out like in disgust. But it was a simple 7-iron pitch and wedge, middle of the green. And then, you know, from there on in. So I know he wanted to hit it. And if we had a 4-shot lead, I'd let him hit it.
I did see the hand on head cover, John. I did see that moment.
That was the second time. The first time was when we got to the tee. I automatically went like, I'm sorry, I'm going for it. And that was the next time where I was like, I still want to, but no. I mean, you can see, usually I'm pretty quick to making decisions, me and Adam both. I mean, this is taking a while because I'm like, what do I even aim? I don't know.
I probably told him, I was like, oh, greatest shot I've ever seen, John.
You did say something like that, yeah.
I guess, you know, it's one of the only places you had such a big lead, you know, where you felt like, you know, if we're going to if we're going to do anything that could lose the golf tournament, that's the one shot you got to get. You have to get past, I guess. So here it is, 7-iron off the tee. You said you can't hit it. Let's see what you did with it. Looks like you made a good pass.
Right in the fairway.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think if you said after you hit it, I can't believe it hit 7-iron. You see me laughing. That's probably why I'm giggling.
I did say something like that,
yeah. 18 under. Brutal format. And there's your champions. Thank you, Mr. Rahm, for getting me over the line.
John Rahm and Ryan Palmer.
And just a nice day for both John Rahm and Ryan Palmer. And they played awfully well. Talked about that word chemistry, and they very different personalities, but they had a lot of it. And let's go down to Peter Costas. Peter.
Thank you, Bill. I'm here with the winners. Boys, I tell you what, that's some spectacular alternate shot play this week. 65, 69. What was the key from your perspective, John?
It's been two very different rounds. First day, we both played amazing, made putts. That's why the score was so low today. I felt a little carried because I was carried for a better part of the first few holes, and then, you know, on the back nine, I decided I needed to do a couple things on my own, and that birdie on 10, the shot on 13, and that shot on 14, and the putt on 15 are, you know, I'm gonna take some pride of that because I needed to do something to feel good about today, at least.
Well, you know, the key to team play, in my opinion, is you're going to have bad holes, you can hit bad shots, but not two of you at the same time. And I thought you did a great job of combining. When one of you was in trouble, the other one picked it up.
Yeah, after yesterday afternoon, my putting was there today. I had these greens got a little baked out and crusty, but I had some fabulous putts within, you know, 4 to 8 feet, and they were crucial. But man, what a day, you know. It's so fun when you're playing with a guy that can hit as good as he does, and then when I'm hitting as well as I can, you know, it makes it for a lot of fun golf. And 9 years since our last one, so
we put up a graphic, and I got to ask you, it was over 3,000 some odd days since your last win. We all know, and those of us in the golf world, what you've been through, you and your wife off the golf course, struggles with your golf game. I know how hard you've worked. Just what does it mean to get back in the winner's circle now?
Yeah, and they're here. She and Mason, my son, so pretty special.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're all so happy for you. And you're heading off to Napa for a little de-stressing.
How you know about that?
I do my homework. And you should be doing it with a little bit of fun. Wins in each one of your years on tour. How does this set you up for the rest of the year?
Well, this is a very special one. Obviously, it's very special for Ryan, and I'm really excited to be able to share with him because, you know, he definitely earned it today. I mean, all those putts he made, and you know, I've been coming with a lot of top 10s this year, and that shows everything. I mean, nothing I can say right now is going to be better than that. It's been a great week with him. He's a great guy, and I couldn't be prouder. He played a lot of good golf today.
Well, you both deserve it. Go sign your card and make it official. And there's the emotion of winning on the PGA Tour.
We're back with PGA Tour Rewind, the 2019 Zurich Classic of New Orleans champions, John Rahm, Ryan Palmer, and we've got the championship belts out on display. Good for you guys.
Hey.
Yeah, showcase the beautiful hardware they gave us that special day. So proud to show it off, that's for sure.
You should be. That was an emotional interview, by the way. We just saw it, Ryan, and Jennifer and Mason came out to congratulate you too. And I guess it had been since 2010 since you had last won. And what was that moment like for you?
It was, you know, I recall waiting for John to putt out, you know, hugging James. And I just said in his ear, finally. You know, I had a lot of close calls the last 9 years, a few playoffs, you know, numerous top 10s. Just never could quite break through. And, you know, I knew Jennifer and Mason had flown down that morning. Mason had a hockey game, and a good friend of mine, you know, they were able to get them down there. And that was the coolest thing for Mason to get to see me do that and be a part of the celebration. And, you know, after John made it, you kind of see me throw my hands in the air and kind of gave a dad a salute. I know he was enjoying watching it from above. So yeah, these moments don't come very often. And, I've been here a long time, and you never know if you ever get a chance to do it again. So, but to have Jennifer and Mason there for that moment was cool. Plus, to win with somebody, you don't get to experience that. I've never been part of a team format, but to win with John and have a partner to embrace and celebrate with was spectacular.
John, I can see that belt proudly on display, and how much does that mean to you? I mean, you were in a stretch there. You won with Ryan, and you would win at La Hinch, and you were playing some great golf. But to win it as a team, I mean, that win for you meant what?
It was unique. It was really, really sweet to see Ryan celebrate with his family. I could tell how much he meant to them right away. So once we celebrated, I kind of got it out of the way and let them have the moment, because whatever they were feeling at that moment was much more important what I could do or say. So I let them have that. And then to me, it's going to be very, very special, because not many people know the first weekend I played on the PGA Tour, on my first Sunday, I was paired with Brian. And it is one of those close calls. I saw it happen in 2015 in Phoenix, where he had an unbelievable putting Sunday, and I think he fell one shot short. And that's when I was playing as an amateur. So to see those things, right, it happens from us being playing partners in that sense to then winning together. It's a very unique thing of what life is. You never know how things are going to go, what's going to happen, and where life is going to take you. But to just be sure to enjoy the moments that you get. And the way I enjoyed that the most was by hugging Kelly and being there with Adam and just watching them have the moment as a family, which there's no more beautiful thing than that. And at the same time, I mean, we won a tournament, so it was really cool to just be a part of it and help them help each other achieve the moment.
I don't see why, Ryan, this couldn't be a partnership that will be a force for many years to come back at the Zurich.
I
hope so.
I don't doubt that at all. I'm pretty sure we'll be back to defend. Our games are so much alike, and when they're on, we'll be definitely a great team to deal with. So I was looking forward to this, this week for Zurich. But unfortunately, we'll just hold off for another year and be ready to go next year.
Are you going to wear these belts out in public? Have you already done that? What's the scoop there, John? It looks like something you could go down to once everything opens up, go down to the store with. What do you think?
I did take it out of the house when I went to the gym right after the tournament, because my trainer is from New Orleans. He's from Lafayette, so he's a very New Orleans guy, and they always make WWE jokes. It was once that he came in with a WWE belt celebrating like he had won something. So I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I came in with the belt and acted as if I was John Cena going to the ring, and he loved every second of it. So we had a good moment out of it. I don't think I'll be doing that again, and certainly not on a golf course before we tee off. But you'll probably live a little bit more on there.
I like the idea, Ryan, of next year when we're back for the Zurich, that you guys just at least walk up to the first tee, having these things stretched out over your head. Let everybody know you're stepping into the ring as the champs. I mean, is that a bad idea or some?
We'll talk about it. I don't know. We'll see, but we'll definitely be walking in there with our heads held high. We'll be excited to get back at it again and enjoy the city of New Orleans.
Listen, great of you guys to sit back and reminisce with us. It's fun seeing how much fun you guys had together. Bring your Skittles with you next time, and bring the belt back to New Orleans. Stay safe, Brian, to you and your family. We hope to get to see you at your club at Colonial soon. And John, you and Kelly continue the honeymoon, get back to Star Wars, and hopefully we'll all be showing the rest of the world some live sports television before too long. I know everybody would love that. Nothing more than that. Best of luck to you both. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jim.